Hey, Shalom, call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakadash, the one of the apostles of great millstone, and Shalom, true brothers in highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are found in that number to be delivered. Likewise, some of you sisters who truly trust and believe in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, may you be delivered as well. All right. So before I do this quick lesson I have set up, I just want to speak about some of the events that had taken place today. Now, we've been out there for quite some time, and when it rains, we'll go into this little gazebo. So all that being said, I was off to the side while brothers are speaking, just, checking out the surrounding area. And I seen this woman walking towards us, and where we are, the particular location we stand at, you always get a lot of these so-called churchgoers. And they got, the ham sandwiches and cornbread or whatever the case may be. And they're always trying to offer us this food. So that being said, the woman who was an older woman, she was an older woman. And she was walking, a little slow, walking slowly. And I seen her coming up to the stairs where we're standing. And my first thought was, all right, now, come up here. With no nonsense. That was my first thought in my head. I didn't say it out loud. So I seen her at the corner of my eyes. I seen her holding a bag up in the air. And I'm thinking it's that food, those abominations they like to try to give everybody. So I looked over again. She kind of like raised her hand up, but I turned away. Because, when we're out there, we ain't out there looking for nothing, man. We ain't trying to catch women. We ain't trying to look for gifts. And, that's just the way we roll here at Great Millstone. So all that being said, I finally looked over there, and she said, I believe she said this is for the camp, something to that effect. So I said, well, what is it? And she said, it's just a few things for you guys, So the Spirit had me walk over there, and usually we don't really deal with nobody like that. But I walked over there, and she had a bag. She was like, yeah, this is for you. It's not much, so on and so forth. I said, all right, thank you, I didn't know who she was. So as she's walking down the steps, she says, Shalom. I'm like, Shalom, okay. I said, the water. And then she said, Barakatah. So I knew at that moment, she knew something. There was no conversation outside of that. She came up just as peaceful and walked away just as peaceful. She was all by herself. Like I said, she was an older woman. I thought she was a Judite. So, in the bag that she gave us, we was in the middle of camp, so we didn't, Elder and I didn't go through it. We just kind of put it down and, wait till after camp before we see what's in there, whatever. So sure enough, she took care of the camp. We out there in, 30-degree weather at times, so we had some hand warmers, some earmuffs, and a little charitable donation she, gave the camp. So she walked away, and that was that. And when we got out the camp, Elder and I kind of went through the bag, divvied up, and some incense too. And they smelled real good too. So we divvied everything up amongst the brotherhood. Brothers, got a little something. But in the bag, there was a letter that she wrote. And a couple pages. And without really divulging much of her information, because she got a little personal. And I understand it, man. The Lord is putting His Spirit out there. He's putting His Spirit out there, and it's no surprise that, people are starting to come and flock to the camps, man. That's no surprise. It's slowly but surely but happening. And we ask ourselves, if it's happening now, it damn sure had to have happened during the time back in the ancient world. You see? Everything's being played out as it should. And them spirits that was back in the ancient world that received Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are the very same spirits that are coming back now, man. Now, during that time, back in the ancient times, you had a lot of Israelites that were married to other heathens and, and other nations. You see? But they still received some of that word and converted. Now, did they leave their wives or their husbands? Probably not. But it didn't stop them from receiving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And likewise today, man, you're going to have a lot of men, you're going to have a lot of women that are married to these other nations, man. And I say As long as you truly trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, may you be worthy to be delivered. Because ultimately that's what we all shoot for, man, is to get delivered from the said destruction of Babylon the Great, man. There's really nothing else to really talk about. This place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and our hopes and prayers to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is that he beams us up. You see? All right? So I'm going to try to, go through her letter a little bit, read, and she had a dream. That's the main focus of the letter, was a dream that she had. And it's not a very long dream, but it's the fact that the Lord put the spirit on her to have a dream. All right? So in the letter that she wrote, let's see where to start. She kind of just gave a little introduction about herself, who she was, where she lived, or whatever. And she wrote this. She says, after finding GMS, like I said, I'm not going to give too much of her personal information. She said, after finding GMS, I knew I had found what my soul was yearning for all these years. I knew right away this was 100% truth, and I am so grateful. Okay? And a lot of people don't understand, man. They don't understand, why do people continually flock to the men of Great Millstone, from the head apostles on down? And that's something you're never going to understand, because it's a spiritual thing. A lot of you so-called naked eye people, I'll say, you wonder and ask yourself, what's wrong with these people? Why are they following Great Millstone? All these other camps out there, these guys from Great Millstone are horrible. Well, like I said, it's a spiritual thing. And you need not to know of the spiritual things of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And this is why people come to the resting place of Great Millstone to be fed. All right? It says, she just gave a little bit about her life. Let me see. She writes, I look forward to the Lord fulfilling his promise. I recognize, it's kind of hard to read or write a little bit. She writes, I pray for the Most High will continue to guide me through the trouble and pressure me in all of the hope for the elect, despite our current situations. Like I said, she went on, she wrote, a little bit of stuff, but, the meat of it was the fact that she found Great Millstone. And it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing unto her that the Lord guided her paths to Great Millstone. But not only that, to understand the harsh, so-called harsh sayings or speeches that we speak about, man. For a woman to receive the prophets of Great Millstone through the Spirit of the Lord, that's a blessing, man. Because not many people will be, bold enough or strong enough to admit that they listen to Great Millstone. All right? She wrote, the water I came for your service. You provide and feed in the flock, the hope for the elect. Please accept this humble gift, which we did. Much love to you, brothers. Barakatah. All right. So once again, she's trying to get delivered out of here, just like we all are, man. And regardless of what condition or situation she may be in, as long as this woman prays and believes in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and prays to the Lord without ceasing, all right, she ain't gonna go wrong, man. You can't go wrong. Now, I'm not saying the Lord's going to deliver her. I don't know. I'm hoping I get delivered my damn self. Likewise, the rest of the brotherhood. But by praying to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and fasting and making supplication to the Lord, you can't go wrong if you do these things. All right, so let's get to the dream. Not very big dream, but I'll read it. This is a dream I had about the Boston brothers a few months ago. I was at an open air elevated train station on the Red Line. Sign read, quote, Adam Street Station, unquote. It says, I was in the Neponset area of Dorchester, and the streets were desolate. The stores boarded up. Everyone was hungry and dirty. Trains would come to the station and a few people would get off. There was a militia group, a few men with rifles running the station. They killed some who got off trains and assigned others to work details. It was the last stop. She writes again. She says, then another train pulled in. The Boston brothers were on it, assembled facing the door as you do when you're street preaching, clean and healthy looking, dressed in your garments. And that's another thing, man. The Lord's going to guide us, man. He's going to put the Spirit on us that we're going to be able to maintain, eat, and do all these things. But once again, she saw this vision in her dream. It says, the militiamen pointed rifles and ordered you guys off the train, but no one moved. A few of you even laughed. Then the door started shutting and they started shooting at you, but no bullets hit you. It's like they just evaporated. The train pulled away and the dream ended, but I knew you were heading to safety and plenty. All right, so that's the dream the woman had. And we thank y'all, Bashmi Al-Shai, for that, She was, like I said, she was an older woman. She wasn't no spring chicken. And when I seen her, she was kind of like, I looked at it was snowing too. And I looked at her, she was kind of like, it seemed like she was kind of not struggling, but just having a hard time, navigating through the snow. And she also put where she was from. So it was quite a hike for her to get to where we were in the snow by herself. All right. So that just goes to show you the Lord is waking people up, man. And for all you Israelites out there who still talk shit and you don't believe, may you be left behind, man, and destroyed. All right. So I just wanted to get into that little, letter the woman had. Like I said, she came out of the blue. We never seen the woman before. She lived quite a distance away from where we speak. So it's all through the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. So without further ado, I want to continue on. And this is just a quick thing because, I've been going back and forth watching the news and seeing what was going on over in Ukraine. And I must say, man, America's at its old tricks and tactics again. America puts that whole glossy spin on it as if all hell's about to break loose any minute. All right? And America's that propaganda machine. A lot of people listen to the news outlets, the media outlets, the social media outlets, and you're saturated and tainted with the things that Esau truly wants you to hear. All right? So this is Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You see? Now there are a lot of people up in arms right now because the Joe Biden administration got on the news and was telling everybody you got 24 to 48 hours to get the hell out of there. All right? People ain't, people were living there. People ain't got no means to get around. And all of a sudden you get this dire warning that you got to be gone by such and such a time. And that's perpetuated by the propaganda machine, Babylon. And then they did an interview with the people over in Ukraine. They was just laid back, man. One lady said, yeah, well, we're not too concerned. Because once again, what this nation puts out and pushes out, the other nations aren't doing that, man. And I got a quick article I want to go to right now. And before I read the article, I've been saying all along, I'm like, you know what? This shit sounds like it's a goddamn scheme or scam or some shit going on, trying to put fear in the American people once again. And I said, Vladimir Putin's first of all, he's a smart man. We ain't gonna just out fucking fox him, right? And second of all, he ain't afraid to put his name on it. Here you have America saying, yeah, they're gonna invade. But Vladimir Putin, he's a man of his word. If he was gonna invade, he'd tell you, yeah, we going in there strong. All right. So let me go here. This is The Guardian, which is a pretty reputable news outlet. It says The Edge of War, which is also a movie. Brothers need to check that out. It says, what exactly does Putin want in Ukraine? And it says the massive military buildup could be a bluff or a political ploy designed for a Russian audience. Either way, the U.S. is digging in. You see? And all this shit, I believe, is a bluff. But when America starts putting his 2 cents in, he starts muddying the waters, man. Mucking up the waters. And they always make every other nation look real bad, man. Quickly on the article, put my glasses on. It says, why is Russia threatening to invade Ukraine? Russian spokespeople daily deny any intention to invade. So too did Russia's President Vladimir Putin when he met with French leader Emmanuel Macron last week, and when he spoke to the U.S. President Joe Biden on the phone. There are 2 problems with this. First, given Putin's Johnsonian relationship with truth, few Western governments believe the details. Slovakia. Few Western governments believe the denials. Second, Putin is not explained why, if his intentions are peaceful, more than half of Russia's armed forces, including 130,000 troops, are massed on the Ukraine borders. It could all be a bluff, but who's willing to bet the house on that? You see, it could all be a bluff because the majority of the people that are pushing this out there is America, right? And once again, like I said, Putin's a cool cat, man. He sit back, let shit go down, then he'll put his 2 cents in, all right? So that's pretty much, I'm not going to read too much on that. You know, I can probably link in the description box if you brothers really want to get into it. But all in all, man, this whole propaganda machine is exactly what they want, man. They want to drive this country to the brink of World War III so they can happen. You see? And it's going to happen. Vladimir Putin, all these other nations, they're going to show you, man. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. And this is another thing you got to think about. America always wants to make itself look good, man. He wants to make himself look good, make himself like he's untouchable, like he's smart, like he's so sophisticated. But it's all going to backfire. It's all going to backfire because the Lord is going to unleash the Spirit, okay? And his Spirit's going to be upon all men to do exactly what he is going to program them spirits to do, man. There's not going to be any deviation. You know, there's not going to be any, sidetracking. The Lord's putting this thing in motion. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay? And once again, when you start bolstering, telling stories about different nations and countries, people are going to get pretty pissed off, man. People are going to get pretty pissed off. And this is how these other nations roll here in Babylon the Great in these last days. They don't give a damn if somebody's pissed off. They don't give a damn about, nothing. Right? But all that being said, I just want to make a quick point on that because this whole thing is just a part or a portion of the scriptures say there's going to be rumors of war. This ain't the end all be all, man. And there's still prophecies that got to come to pass before the Third World War ends or starts and ends. You see? So we're close, man. We're real close. Closer than you can ever believe. So we got to continue to pray to Yahweh Shai without ceasing. And Lord willing, he may find us worthy to be delivered. All right? I say shalom.